Hello, ISSL Commission. How you doing today? Past 4 years of my life have been nothing but a roller coaster ride. As you can tell, I'm recording this from a flip phone. I've been cabbing for the past 24 hours, and I have major ties to the Rivertown communities. Whether they're a big fan of me or not, at this point, quite honestly, I could say I do not care. I am who I am, no matter what, and I will never change my ways. But I am sorry for the actions that I may have done, that may have transpired on and off the field during several softball events. To the commissioners, Mr. Fraternelli, Mr. Selinol, Mr. Freelander, my utmost respect to you guys. And I showed that I've given you guys the utmost respect that I can give to a league. I stopped showing up to ball games when asked, never complained, never acted violently, never really broke the code of conduct off the field. However, on the field there were several incidents where I got a little heated up, angry over a couple calls, and my actions showed it. And I truly am sorry. I'm sorry to the parents, to the league, the people that I have let down, and I don't have to come up with a million excuses, because there is no excuse. I went through many tough times myself. The past 3-4 years of my life have not gone exactly the way I planned, but I've learned a lot from them. I've dated a porn star. I've slept with a 35-year-old woman. And I'm not just saying this on camera as something to be proud of. It's just a learning experience for me. And just as this was getting, thrown out of the league for the past 2 years, I have a lot to offer. And, like I said, if guys like Michael Vick, Rodriguez, they can come and make a comeback, why can't I? I know, I've done the best I can to try to show you guys, that I have, I have potential for this league. I have nothing but to say that, I'm sorry that, I'm sorry that my actions, led to this suspension, and that I really do truly feel like I have a lot to offer, that one day maybe people can see me for the person I am and not the person that I used to be. I'm not that same person. I'm not that same person that does drugs, sells drugs, does prostitutes. We all learn. We're not perfect. All those kids that hide in those closed doors in college dorms, all under all that pressure, and they can't speak up, a lot of times they fall under the cracks. They fail. And the reason why is because they're too scared to admit that they're not perfect, that when people need help, they gotta ask for it. And, my whole life, for a long time, I was an entertainer. I worked in an industry that was under such high pressure. And eventually you crack. Some people crack. They can't take it. And I needed a break. And I'm asking you guys for a second chance to really show the league what I have to offer. I've let this community down, but this community's failed on me as well. I have a lot of things that have happened to me that I disagree with, but I've learned to finally forgive. I've learned to let go in my darkest times. And I never thought it was possible that I could forgive all these people that did horrible things to me and let me down. But I've learned that, life is not about, holding grudges, and you gotta learn to let go sometimes. You gotta learn that sometimes, as hard as it can be, it may hurt. And it gets me a little emotional. And I was hurt. And I've learned to move on, because at the end of the day, success will speak for itself. And I'm an owner of a cab company now. I'm operating in the river towns, and I've shown that as an individual I've grown up. And I'm not here to point to anyone, because I don't have to prove a point. If they don't want to accept me back into the league, that's understandable. But by the grace of God, may he realize that, he's looking down and realizing that, people can change. People can become different people. They can, life is crazy. You see all these young kids go down crazy paths, and, I've had a roller coaster of a ride, and, I can repeat myself and say it, but at 21 years old, I don't think nearly 1% of this world has experienced what I've gone through. From child acting, to dating porn stars, to getting arrested underage in Vegas. And I'm not proud of all these things, but you know what it's taught me? It's taught me to love myself. Because through all of this, the only person that stuck by me has been me. And I've learned to love myself for who I am. And yes, I may have done a year in Valhalla. I may have done some, bad things that I'm ashamed of. And there is no excuse. I can say, oh, because I got bullied, this and that. There is no excuse. I've learned that I've become my hardest rock, and that nobody can knock me down, because at this point, I've been knocked down so many times that at this point, you can't knock me down anymore. Because behind these fucking heart is a wall of steel. I don't mean to curse on live television right now, but I am sorry. And I really hope that Mr. Fraternelli, Mr. Selinol, they can realize that, two wrongs don't make a right. I completely agree. But I've made mistakes, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the mistakes I've made. And I truly do believe that I can change my ways, and that one day you guys can realize that hopefully I can be reinstated back into the league, and that I can prove that, I can be that second baseman, that guy with energy, that Pokey Reese type guy, that Chuck Knobloch swinging in the box, fouling off pitches, busting out a single. And, that heart, that energy, it takes a toll on other people too, and, it's a good vibe. And, I'm sorry once again for what I've done to the parents, the people I've let down. I've had a roller coaster up and down experience. I was in love with an English professor from Irvington High School. I won't name specific names. She was a lovely woman. She's beautiful. She still teaches there. I've seen it all. And if there's someone that can, help other people and teach them through life, I know it sounds so crazy, but it's me. I have experienced so many things in my life that I can transpire that energy, those experiences on other people, and help them learn how much there is out there, how tough this world really is. You need people by your side, and I'm sorry to the commissioner, I'm sorry to all you guys for letting you down, but through my darkest times, there's been no one there for me but myself, and I really have had nobody by my side through all of this. And these people that laugh, these people like the Kazarskis, all these younger, I laugh, because at the end of the day, success speaks its loudest. And I'm headed down a good path. I've changed my ways. I'm a hard-working kid, and college wasn't for me. It wasn't. I need the action. I need it right there. And everybody takes their own path. Everybody has their own way. Life's a crapshoot, man. And one day you're here, one day you're gone. And I want to make the most of it on and off the field. So I'm sorry to everybody that I've hurt. Please forgive me. This is Jack Rovello, ESPN.